Yo, what is going on, you guys? It's your boy King Sanders here, and we are back with another day of sports betting. This is going to be for Monday, March 7th slate of NBA and college basketball games. I'm super excited to hop into it. We don't have a huge slate on for college basketball, but I still think we have a pretty solid one. But for the NBA, I really found some plays that are I like them a lot, so I'm super excited for them. I'm very confident in these plays, so let's go ahead and dive into it. First things first, I did just want to go ahead and say, at the time of recording this video, we're less than 50 subscribers away from 5,000, and if we do end up hitting it by tomorrow, that means a parlay giveaway for you guys tomorrow. So if you guys are new, make sure you guys do like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. I want to be able to hit 5K by my birthday, so, that is March 13th, so hopefully we can do that still. But, yeah, as of right now, we're only 50 away, so let's go ahead and try to hit that. Next, I did just want to go ahead and give a quick shout-out to our members here on the channel. Thank you guys so much for giving such a small channel such a big chance. It truly does mean so much to me. So thank you guys so much for that. But let's go ahead and dive into yesterday. Let's do a quick recap. We had a really good day, actually. We had a 3-1 day, and we were so close to a sweep. I swear, I'm the king of 3-1 days. I really am. I'm the absolute king of 3-1 days. But let's go ahead and hop into it. We had DeAndre Ayton under 9.5 rebounds versus Milwaukee. Despite him having a monstrous game, absolutely monstrous game, dropped 30 points. He did only finish with 8 rebounds, and it was a sweat. It was an absolute sweat. He had 8 rebounds for most of the fourth quarter, so it really made me nervous, but that one ended up cashing for us. Then we had our Pelicans +3 versus Denver. Wow, this one was just upsetting, but mostly because if you were watching the game, Pelicans, so it started out Denver was red hot. They were up by like 25, 30 points early on in the game, like super early. They were up by like at least double digits, close to 20 points in the first quarter. And then the switch flipped. Pelicans started to get the lead, and they actually came back. They got the lead, and then they started winning by were up by like almost double digits. Then Denver started to come back. Then it went into overtime, and then for the last 3 minutes of the game, Denver went on a 12-0 run and ended up winning by 8. There's just nothing you can do in that situation. Just a very tough beat. Then we had R.J. Barrett over 6.5 rebounds. This was my half-unit play. That one ended up cashing in the first half, so I guess I should have made it a full unit play. But R.J. Barrett went crazy against them. And then we had Memphis +2 for our college basketball play, and Memphis ended up winning by like 20, so it wasn't even close. So let's go ahead and dive into today's plays, though. Our first play of the day is going to be Tyrese Maxey over 1.5 threes versus my Chicago Bulls at -110 odds. This line is way too low for Tyrese Maxey. Maxey has covered this line in 5 straight games, and here's been his game log. He's hit 3, 5, 4, 3, and 2 threes. So the only one that he actually finished on the hook was a couple games ago, and ever since then he's gotten 3, 4, and 5. So I mean he's going well above this line. And last time versus the Chicago Bulls, I know it was a much different roster, but he did end up hitting 3 last time versus the Chicago Bulls. And in the last 3 games, Chicago, I mean, obviously they're missing so much defense right now, but they actually give up the 11th most three-pointers per game to opposing teams. And if you look at the point guard game log versus my Chicago Bulls, and you look at the three-pointers made, you're looking at Drew Holiday, who, give or take, he is a pretty decent three-point shooter, but he doesn't really shoot them a whole lot, but he hit 3 against us. Then there was Trae Young. Trae Young hit 7 threes against us. Then we had Gabe Vincent of the Miami Heat. He hit 4 threes against us. Then we had Ja Morant, who we all know Ja Morant is not really big when it comes to shooting threes. He just doesn't shoot a whole lot of them, but he hit 4. And then Trae Young, he did finish with 0 against us, but he shot 5 of them. He just had a really rough shooting night. And then even De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox, the game before that, he even made 2. And De'Aaron Fox, he's not known for his jump shooting either. So there's been a lot of point guards that have seen a lot of success versus the Chicago Bulls in the three-point category. So I think they do keep that up with Tyrese Maxey today. So that's going to be our first play of the day. Tyrese Maxey over 1.5 threes versus Chicago, -110 odds. Our second play of the day is going to be Cade Cunningham over 18.5 points versus the Atlanta Hawks at minus 120 odds. Cade Cunningham has been on a little bit of a tear. It hasn't been talked about too much, but he has been on a little bit of a tear. He's actually covered this exact line in 5 straight games. And when it comes to the Atlanta Hawks, I know overall they're not really a terrible defensive team, but to the shooting guard position, they actually give up the second most points per game to opposing shooting guards, and they actually give up the 10th most points per game in general to opposing teams. So they give up a decent amount of points, and a lot of those come from the shooting guard position. So I think that Cade Cunningham is going to be able to get it done here for us today. And in his last 9 games, Cade Cunningham has had an average usage rate of 31%. So the ball is in his hands a lot, and I think we're going to see a lot more of that today from Cade Cunningham. So we're going to be taking his over in points. Cade Cunningham over 18.5 points versus Atlanta at minus 120 odds. If you wanted to take his PRA line, I also think that his PRA line is a pretty good one, but I just went strictly with the points. Hopefully he can drop 20, 25 for us, and we can call it a day. Then we have our spread pick. Our one spread pick of the day is going to be Dallas Mavericks -1 versus Utah at minus 110 odds. Now, Dallas, we all know that they've been red hot, and I know that they have a lot of question marks right now with people being questionable, game time decisions, stuff like that. But I feel like the books wouldn't make this line -1 if Luka and all those players were still going to be out. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they would have had it in Utah's favor. So I do think that a lot of these players are going to be back in as of today. But the Dallas Mavericks, they have covered in 10 of their last 12 games, so they've been red hot recently. And Utah, they've just covered in 1 of their last 6. So they haven't been very good at covering the spread, despite being a pretty good win-loss team. They haven't really been great at covering the spread recently. And at home this year, Dallas is 12-10-1 against the spread as a home favorite and 17-15-1 against the spread at home. So profiting more often than not. So I'm going to be taking my chances there. And when it comes to Utah, as a road dog this year, they are just 2-3-1 against the spread. And overall this year, they just haven't been great covering. Like I said, they are just 27-35-1 against the spread this year. So I really like our odds here with Dallas. So we're going to be taking Dallas -1 versus Utah at minus 110 odds. And then for our college basketball play, we're going to be taking Gonzaga and San Francisco game over 154 points at minus 110 odds. Gonzaga, when it comes to neutral site games, they are 3-2 on the over this year, so profiting more often than not. And San Francisco, they have really been red hot when it comes to the over. They've actually hit the over in 4 of their last 5 games. And San Francisco in conference games this year, they are 10-7 to the over. So I think we see a bunch of value here for the over, and so I think we're going to be taking it here today. So that's going to be our 4th and final play, Gonzaga and San Francisco over 154 at minus 110 odds. So that is going to do it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. Like I said, we're on the road to 5,000. Hopefully we can be doing a parlay giveaway here soon for you guys. But yeah, for now, this is King Center signing out. Peace.